Hey everybody, welcome back to the Me, You, and Jared podcast. I'm here with, it's me, Gunner, and then I'm here with my buddy Zach.
Hello.
And Jared.
What's up?
All right, well, the one and only Jared. We're back again for the second episode. I know it's been, for us it's been like 4 weeks, but we might put this out a week after the first one. But we're back. We're going to do some... A new format that we've been thinking about. Each one of us is going to run a little bit of the podcast. We're going to talk about what each one of us wants to talk about, and the other ones are going to chime in. That's kind of it's a podcast about nothing. So there's no structure, there's no form. We're going to go straight into it. My first news is we're going to talk about Spider-Verse, or Into the Spider-Verse, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's the new animated movie coming out. Actually, I got two movies I want to talk about, but the first one's going to be Into the Spider-Verse. Obviously, no one's seen it yet, so I can't really obviously tell you much about it. I can tell you that a history of the Spider-Verse comics. Basically, back in the... I don't even remember. The Spider-Verse comic started a couple years ago, and it had hundreds of Spider-Men. Spider-Man can be different versions of Peter Parker, and a lot of times it's actually entirely different people altogether, as Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman, Silk, Spider-Ham, different... Miles Morales, Penny Parker. Mm-hmm. Penny Parker I just learned about today, which is kind of a cool one. It's a Japanese version of Peter Parker. Her name's Penny, obviously, and she pilots a mech suit called the Spider, and it's basically like a not quite an Iron Man suit, but it's like a Japanese style mech suit. It's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting looking. And she's actually in the movie. So like the big ones that are in the movie are like Penny Parker, Spider-Ham, Spider-Woman, Miles Morales,
and Peter.
Nicolas Cage is Spider-Man, or he's in there too. I can't remember exactly what he is, but John Mulaney is voicing Spider-Ham. Do you know who John Mulaney is?
No.
What?
I can't think of it. No.
He's a comedian. He's a stand-up comedian. He's good.
That makes sense to play Spider-Ham.
Well, yeah, no, Spider-Ham is kind of cool. Spider-Ham, I don't know if you guys know, is from a universe where all the villains and superheroes are anthropomorphic animals. So, like Captain America is I think he's an eagle, something like that. Green Goblin's like a boar or something, and it's really kind of cool. It's kind of an interesting comic. He had his own spin-off comic, about 10, 12, 15 issues. I don't know. What do you guys think of the movie? What do you guys think is about it coming out? The art style, the voice actors.
Joe, you can go first. I got something long about this movie. So you go first.
Honestly, I like the concept that they're kind of going with here. Like the end of 2018, building off of what had just happened in Spider-Man Homecoming and going into this with, building Spider-Man's character kind of back up after the disaster with the Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man.
Right. Don't get me wrong. I really like Andrew Garfield.
He was a good Spider-Man, but I just felt like the way how the movies were written, it wasn't the greatest for him.
My opinion, the reviews say the first one was good. I thought the first one was really freaking boring. The second one was cool just because they had multiple villains.
Right.
Yeah. And the Green Goblin, it was cool because it was hairy and he looked absolutely ugly and atrocious.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, instead of the...
But then they killed Gwen Stacy, and Emma Stone was so good as her.
No, but that's what happens in the comics. Gwen Stacy dies all the time.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but on multiple different timelines, she dies. That's half of Spider-Man's motivation, but you're right, I like Emma Stone. She's pretty hot, so I wish she would have stayed around. Anyway, that's cool, though, because... No, you're right. Because they rebooted it about four times, right?
Yeah, you gotta like the concept of where they're going, and with the past video game that just came out. Spoilers in case you haven't beat the new Spider-Man video game.
Have you guys beat the new Spider-Man?
Yes, I have.
No.
Zach, come on, you gotta do it.
I got other things to worry
I've
about.
beaten the main story. I've completed 100% the main story, 100% the Black Cat storyline, and then 100% the Hammerhead storyline, which is the 2 expansions that came out. So there's one that's the first one was called, I forget. The second one's called Turf Wars, and then the third one's called Silver Linings, which is probably gonna be like Silver Sable. The first one was with Black Cat, second one was with Hammerhead, the villain. And the third was probably gonna be with Silver Sable, but
but like the direction they go after,
Right.
like the main story, not with the DLC, but like how it leads in. Morales gets bit by the spider,
Right, and
Like
that's
the last
kinda cool.
couple chapters, and it leads in. He's like, "Hey, is it weird? Like if I can just jump up here on the ceiling?" He's like, "No, it's not weird at all."
and he jumped up to he's like, yeah, because at that point I thought it was like, oh, that's cool, but like I forgot that Miles Morales didn't know that Peter Parker was Spider-Man when he showed him the stuff. He was like, hey, check it. Sorry, spoilers, Zach.
I don't care.
So at the very end, he's Miles Morales gets bit
I
by
saw
the
that
same
one.
spider.
Yeah, I saw that scene.
And so that's different from the comics, as in Miles Morales in the comics was like a different universe. Like,
Yeah.
so in this one, he gets bit by the same spider, and then at the end, his dad has always been a cop. Miles Morales' dad's always been a cop, and he's always had been killed, been martyred, by some criminal, and that's why same thing like Peter Parker's Uncle Ben, same kind of parallel. And at the very end, So Peter Parker and him are, they find each other because Miles Morales is depressed and his mom sends him to go help at Aunt May's, the feast, that homeless shelter that Aunt May runs. And so that's how they get together. And then Peter's helping him move into his new college apartment. And Miles Morales is like, hey, so I've been feeling weird lately, and now I can do this. And he just like jumps and like sticks himself on the ceiling. And Peter Parker's like, oh. And he jumps and sticks himself on the ceiling. And Miles Morales is like, what? Anyway. It was a good scene. But
It was funny because like at first Peter thinks he's like talking about
puberty.
Puberty
He's
basically.
like, so like my body's been going through like a lot of changes, and Peter's like,
So
how
it
do
kind
I-
of gets awkward for a second,
Yeah.
but then they kind of like go into the scene where they kind of talk about that. But I think it's cool because the way how like that scene kind of ties into the Spider-Verse trailer to like where he gets sent to that parallel dimension, and Peter Parker's there. I don't know what's he look like 25 or 26 years old now,
which is the
And
same,
he-
which is the same age he is in the video game.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like 6 or 7 years out of high school, 2 or 3 years out of
I
college.
mean, Morales looks like he's in middle school.
Yeah,
The-
well, he's
the
supposed to
movie.
be. He's like what, 13 or 4? Like he
So
so
he looks like 13 or 14.
freshman maybe.
Yeah, and it's just funny because they're like out to eat. So he's like, "Can you teach me how to be Spider-Man?" And he's just like eating this burger, being
the
a
fries.
slob.
He's like,
So in the 2 DLCs, the 2 expansion DLCs, Miles Morales is in them. You don't play as him, which I didn't like that part anyway. Playing as like Miles Morales or what's
MJ.
MJ. I didn't like playing as that.
That was so stupid.
It
You
was
just snuck
slow.
around.
It was just slow.
But you snuck around. That's all you did. Like it wasn't fast action packed. Like when you were Spider-Man, you're
But-
fast action
But
packed.
Spider-Man, there's those stealth missions that you do as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But like it's still cool because you're like you can just like web to the other side and you like shoot to the other side of the room to get away from somebody. Like and then you can
With
like,
MJ or Miles, you're walking slowly.
Yeah. I mean, So I'm playing a Spider-Man movie. I'm not playing a walking simulator. Anyway, or Spider-Man video game.
Yeah.
But
But what's your biggest expectation for like the movie? Like, what are you like looking for, kinda?
well, I'm looking for I forget what it's called. It's called like the Spirit of the Universe or something like that. It's in the comics. All the Spider-Men come together to protect the spirit of the universe, and it ends up like looking like this kind of Sputnik like gold satellite ball with like all these arms coming out of it, like a spider, like a big silver sphere with like these couple arms coming out of it. And it's called, I don't think it's called, maybe it is the Spirit of the Universe or Spider of the Universe or something
Spider
like that.
of the Universe.
It's
probably.
something like that.
Yeah.
I could probably look it up, but it'd take too long. But it's kind of like the Force in the Spider-Verse. It's like this part. It's this like omniscient. It's not a being. It's this omniscient spirit who controls the fate of all the Spider-Man. And so they're trying to protect it in the comics. So I'm looking for that. I'm looking for some sort of like, reason for them to be together. Like, an overarching thing that they're either protecting or they have to go rescue, or because the Green Goblin's in it. We've seen that. We've seen a couple other villains, like briefly, but those might even be just minor villains. Like they might even be like, I'm hoping that they're only in there for a couple minutes each. You know what I mean? Like I want like Miles Morales to like beat somebody up or to like him and Peter Parker to beat somebody up by themselves, and then Miles Morales goes off and like almost dies but like survives to beat up some other villain, right? And learns from that. And then I want them to go fight like a totally new villain. Like I want something I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Because the Spider-Verse, it's millions of universes, right? I want them to face something that they've never seen before. But I hope the Spider Spirit's in there, and then a brand new villain. What about you, Zach?
So we had Homecoming. That was a good movie. And then like Sony still wanted to do that thing, so they released a video game in this. But I think they're still working with Disney with this, because the Spider-Verse kind of brings in the whole like multiverse theory. And if I don't know, I'm just bringing into Avengers Infinity War, Avengers 4 shit. So if they like just show this movie just to get people familiar with what a multiverse is, well in this case Spider-Verse, but just like give them the idea, they could maybe bring it in for Avengers 4. That's how I've been thinking about it. Other than that,
we're gonna talk about Avengers 4 later. Like later on the podcast. We have a lot of ideas, so don't waste any right now.
I mean, I'm gonna see the movie, but like, I don't know. When I first saw the trailer, I didn't think the movie was gonna be good at all. Like, I'll be honest.
That animation is kind of jarring.
Yeah.
Like to watch it because it's very like visually stimulating, very bright, lots of moving parts, and it's like supposed to be not realistic. Like it's like real sharp corners and stuff. So it is visually jarring. But I think once you like about 5-10 minutes in, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with all the good actors that are voicing it, and it looks like it's pretty funny, with Peter Parker being old and Miles Morales being young, and then all of a sudden Gwen Stacy comes back, which is Peter's ex-girlfriend who died, but now she's back from a different universe. That's kind of an interesting thing. But I just think it's cool that because there's kind of a multiverse already with Spider-Man, being Tobey Maguire for 3 movies, and Andrew Garfield for 2, and then now Tom Holland for 2. There's already sort of a multiverse anyway, so I don't think people, not to discredit your point, Zach, but like I don't think people have that much of a leap.
I mean, I don't think the casual person would see the Tom Holland Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield one, Tobey Maguire as a multiverse kind of thing.
Well, I know.
Yeah, I'm just.
Well, I mean, you're right. They're not. They're not all like connected in any way.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, people are used to seeing 4 different Spider-Men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it'd be cool to actually like acknowledge that multiple Spider-Men exist and like have them in the same movie. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, quickly, I wanted to talk about. I saw this movie called Batman Ninja, and it's in the art style of like an old Japanese painting. Like, have you heard of this?
Yeah, what is it? So it's kind of like a TV show they made it out as. I know that.
I think it's on. I can't remember if it was on Netflix or Hulu. I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's set in Okinawa, Japan.
But like medieval Okinawa.
Yeah,
Japan.
yeah.
So do you know the video game like Okami, that one with the dog that like paints shit, like he like runs around the world and like he's like the dog god of them. You should look it up, but it's the same art style. Fuck it, it's a bad example, but anyway, it's an art style of an old Japanese painting, kind of like okay, so that painting where all the waves are like that tearing down on like these couple boats. Yeah. It's like the first kamikaze storm on the Mongols or whatever. It's a very famous painting. I have it in my room.
Shout out to Amanda Guyton for teaching me that one.
Amanda, who's that?
That was our art teacher.
So you can imagine the style, right? And it's actually where Gorilla Grodd's time machine. I don't know if he knew he had a time machine, but it backfired on him in this universe and sent like everyone back to feudal Japan for lights just turned off.
There we go. We're good.
Anyway. It's a good movie. It's not, the plot is kind of predictable, but it's fun in the fact that Batman actually gets sent back about 2 or 3 minutes after everyone else gets sent back. So there's Barbara Gordon. There's every single Robin. There's Red Robin. There's Red Hood. There's Dick Grayson. There's Nightwing. There's Tim Drake. All the Robins are there. There's about 4 or 5 of them. And the Batwomen's are there. Alfred's there. Every single one of the villains there. But the reason Batman gets sent back about 2 or 3 minutes before, or excuse me, 2 or 3 minutes after they did, but in time travel time, that's like 2 or 3 years after they did. So Joker has set up his little feudal kingdom in this corner of Okinawa, and then Penguin's in this corner, and the Riddler's in this corner, and they all have their little mini kingdoms. So it's kind of cool to see Batman, and Alfred gets sent back about 2 or 3 years before also, and kind of sets up the Batcave in feudal Japan. So Batman obviously doesn't have his technology anymore. Well, he has a little bit of what he came with, but so he has to use medieval. It's so cool, dude. Like the art style is really good, and just watching like the voice acting is really good. The plot is kind of predictable. It's kind of a boring plot. It's kind of a tired plot, but it's definitely worth a watch. Like it's cool how Batman goes and tries it, because they each have their little kingdoms and their armies and stuff, and so Batman has to be a stealth ninja. He can't run in, can't bull rush them because they have a whole kingdom. You know what I mean? Like, or not a kingdom, but they're feudal lords. They're like warlords. What's the shoguns?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyway, it's a good movie. I definitely recommend it. So those are my 2 things. I'm really excited for Spider-Verse, and I definitely recommend watching Batman Ninja on Netflix. It's kind of a popcorn movie, which means it's popcorn movie is like real easy. It goes down real easy. You don't have to think very much about it, but it's really fun to watch, and it's kind of because Batman's using ancient Japanese weapons and shit like that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are my 2 things. You guys have any questions about Batman Ninja?
No, I can kind of get the concept.
It's
I think
cool.
It sounds cool.
It's cool to look at, but I'm telling you, like, don't get mad at me if you go in and be like, it was kind of boring, but like cool to look at, because the writing is kind of but it's fun to look at and it's fun to watch. So that was my segment. It's me. Now it's you, Zach.
All right, so I'm gonna stick on the multiverse topic. So next Sunday is the 3-part crossover of the CW DC shows.
Yeah.
It's called Else's World, and I think this concept is so freaking cool. First off, they left out the Legends. I don't know, y'all don't watch the show. There's like DC Legends Tomorrow, Supergirl, Arrow, and the Flash. They left out the Legends.
So what are
this concept is really cool.
What are the Legends? Are they just like a young Justice League?
The Legends are just like people who travel in time to prevent aberrations in time.
Okay.
Fix it. So
Yeah.
it's just like this.
So that would screw it up.
Yeah. Well, it was all the side heroes from all the other shows that they didn't want anymore. They put them into one show.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad though.
Okay.
But so like, they released 2 trailers so far, and like Stephen Amell has been tweeting pictures and all this crap, and it's freaking awesome. So
Stephen Amell is
Arrow.
Okay.
Oliver Queen. So he tweeted photos about him in the Flash shoot.
All right, we're back. Sorry, we had to take a little break there. We had a malfunction. But
that was totally malfunction. But anyways, so I was talking about Elseworld, the 3-part crossover on the CW show.
Right.
So they showed the first trailer. I don't know the guy's name. I haven't learned it yet. But this guy, he's casting spells to rewrite current realities in all the Earths, the multiverse. So Earth 3 is where the Flash, Jake Garrick, is from. And his suit is like a very like old school suit, and he wears a helmet instead of a mask.
Yeah, Jay Garrick's the one from like a World War One helmet, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a World War I helmet. Well, he went to his world.
The first
and changed.
Flash. Was he the first one?
No.
Well,
he might have been technically.
Educate us. Well, like in a timeline sense.
In timeline sense, yeah, he'll probably be the first Flash because he's the oldest right now. out of the Flash.
Jared, do you watch this shows?
Not really.
Okay, so you gotta explain a little bit
So
more.
Jay
we
Garrick is from
understand.
Earth 3. He looks exactly like Barry Allen's dad from Earth 1.
Okay.
And he's the Flash of his Earth. Villains aren't the same there. I mean, some of them, but like, there's no evil Flash like there has been in Earth 1 and Earth 2. That's the big one. So he usually wears a helmet, like a World War I, World War II helmet, and then he has a Flash suit that's very like non-modern. It's like old, but it's still like Flash look. Well, he went to his world. All we know from the trailer is he changed him to where he wears a regular old Flash suit like Barry Allen does from Earth 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that happens. Let's see. Shoot.
What about Arrow?
Arrow. So what they do with Arrow and the Flash is they switch places. So Oliver Queen is now, they switch like bodies pretty much. So like, and people don't recognize them. So like Stephen Amell or Oliver Queen's body is now Barry Allen. You know what I mean? So like they look at what we see is Oliver Queen and they call him Barry Allen.
So it's like their souls switched.
Yeah, their souls.
Are they the same?
Kind of like Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
So is it the same actor?
Yeah, the same actor and everything, but like
So the same actor plays Flash and the same actor plays Arrow, but like their personalities and
their
souls
personalities
switch?
and powers switch.
Okay.
So
So is he green and fast?
no, he's the Flash, like red and fast. But like he wakes up and he's with Barry Allen's wife, and Barry Allen's wife looks at him and says,
Oh shit.
I love you, Barry Allen. And literally his face is like, what? Like, cause he knows he's
Oliver Queen. Oh, cool.
but like, and he tries to shoot an arrow, and that shit don't work. Like he's uncoordinated,
Right,
like
but-
how
but-
real
yeah.
Barry Allen is. But he knows he's not supposed to be. But
That's
then,
cool.
So he's in a Flash suit now. He's the Flash in it.
Hmm.
And then Barry Allen is now the Green Arrow, and people see him as Oliver Queen. So they go to the guy who's doing this. He's casting spells very.
So wait, I'm sorry. I'm gonna interrupt you one more time. Do they have to relearn how to use their own powers?
I'm assuming.
Like so.
I mean, so
yeah.
far we've only seen a couple trailers.
Oh,
but,
okay,
like,
okay.
I'm assuming that's going to happen in the
That's
show.
cool.
Yeah, but I think this is the best part. I think. Do you remember from Injustice? That guy.
I love that.
He controls reality. Gold helmet, blue suit.
Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate.
I think.
Good job, Jared.
I think he's in it. I'm not sure, but I think he's in it. He's the guy who's making the guy casting the spell to do it.
That's cool.
So the other thing that they do is, Batman's in this world.
Yeah.
Well, in one of these Earths.
Mm-hmm.
They changed Batman to Batwoman. He's a woman now.
So,
And
but he knows he's a man.
Well,
in a woman's body.
the thing is, we have not gotten Batman on the TV show. We've gotten Superman.
Yeah,
we haven't gotten Batman. So this is our Batman.
Cool.
I guess it's gonna be Batwoman. They made a reference last season on Arrow. Like he was the mayor, and there was an allegation that he was a Green Arrow. He was like, well, Bruce Wayne doesn't go around Gotham dressed in a little bat suit or anything like that. So I thought that was cool. So
that's very specific.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So and then.
Oh, it's really cool. I'm interested.
So I'm pretty sure they go to Kara Danvers' Earth, who's Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
I forget her Earth. I think it's 13.
Carol Danvers?
Yeah.
Isn't that Captain Marvel?
Kara Danvers.
Kara.
Danvers, though, is her last name? Danders? Yeah. That's so close to Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Kara Danvers is maybe before Carol Danvers.
Okay.
Yeah, so like
That's funny though.
yeah, but like what her job is so originally like when Clark Kal-El was sent to Earth,
Right.
it's her job to protect him. But her ship gets frozen
Yeah,
in water.
frozen and like.
And
it,
by
like,
the
it's
time,
like, so it's going to Earth and it gets a little ding. And it goes.
yeah, so like
and it circles all the way around Earth and it lands.
yeah, so like it varies on like the timelines. Like what is it in Smallville? It got frozen in like a dam for like 20 years, and
So
then
is
she
she
finally
younger
woke
than
up.
Superman?
She looks younger.
Okay.
She looks
technically
younger.
She's supposed to be 10 years older or 13 years older.
Yeah,
So-
but since she's like frozen in like the Kryptonian cells, she looks like 18 or 20.
Yeah, so like she's like 22, 25,
Yeah.
22,
But then Superman, just because of like the time,
yeah,
like
because
The
he's
time
alive.
jump.
what's the thing that Einstein talked about, theory of relativity? Like if you go really fast, you like age slower than if you something like that.
I don't know, but he's aging regularly, pretty much. I mean,
Okay, that's
Superman's
cool.
Superman, but
But Superman's not in it.
Superman's in it. Superman's in the
They're
show.
both in it.
Yeah, so they're both on the Earth. Superman just like does his own thing with his life. No, and Kara Danvers protects the city, capital city. So, and then I'm pretty sure they go to her to see if they can find answers because she's an alien. Maybe they know about it. They get Clark too to help them. So they see that happening, right?
They get Clark. Like when you say they get Clark, is he?
They get Superman to help them too.
Is it as Superman or is it as Clark Kent?
Yeah, it's Superman.
Oh, cool.
So they get him right.
Who plays? I'm sorry, I keep interrupting.
I have
you.
no idea who plays.
It's a different actor than like obviously it's not Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
and it's
different
not
actor.
Christopher Reeves or anybody. So it's a
No,
different...
so he's been pictured on Supergirl a couple times before. The guy who actually plays Superman,
Oh yeah,
Superman
yeah.
in the show.
Yeah,
Does
he's
he
been in
look good?
Supergirl a bunch. Yeah, I mean he looks pretty.
Does he
He
look
looks
like
he looks
Superman?
big. Yeah, he looks pretty big.
Okay.
So
Yeah, like it's not the guy who played Superman on Smallville. It's a different one. It's a different guy.
yeah. So, but listen.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't interrupt anymore. I promise.
So I'm taking an assumption that the guy sees that Superman and Supergirl are helping him. So he rewrites reality again. Puts Superman in a black suit, red eyes.
Fuck yeah, with the mullet.
No, he doesn't have a mullet, but he's just
No.
regular. But black suit, red eyes, and the guy's like, I will not stop doing what I'm told, and blah blah blah. And then Superman like drops down, and like the piano like ding, and then they're all facing him, and then the trailer ends. So I was like, that's so cool.
That's cool.
So that's all I have. That's next week, next Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday,
I think
Monday,
it's
Tuesday.
cool.
So I'm excited for that.
Well, next week, as in like from now, but not next week from the podcast.
December 9th. December 9th.
December 9th. Yeah.
So that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm probably gonna look to watch that. That sounds.
I have a
Well,
recorder.
do you think you have to watch for everyone else and also
No.
for me? Do you have to watch the other ones?
No.
So if I just so Elseworld is a different TV show, different TV
Yeah,
series, or is
well-
it just an event? Like, is it just like
So-
2 hour?
It's a crossover. It's 3 episodes, one each day, so it's like 3 hours.
Okay.
So like all the crossovers in the past, even like when they first did the Flash and the Arrow,
Right.
those crossovers didn't really correlate to the shows. They had other characters from the shows that came in, blah blah blah.
Oh, cool.
So like when I watched the first crossover, there was the Dominators were attacking Earth because Barry Allen rewrote the timeline, tried to save his mom, and then came back thinking nothing would cause it. So they try to come and they're trying to kill Barry Allen. If they don't kill him, they're just gonna kill everyone on Earth.
Right.
So that comes like I didn't watch Legends of Tomorrow or Supergirl. And I just started The Flash. That's how I found out about it.
The funny thing is that like we started like we as in like me and my parents watch a lot of shows together is because like that's our like bonding time. We don't have a lot of things in common, but like every once in a while we'll just go and like we watch The Americans and we watch the O.J. Simpson, TV show that was
aired.
that like
shit was crazy.
that shit was really good though. It was good though, wasn't it?
No, it was good. The guy who played O.J. Simpson was good, and like his lawyers were good. Like John Travolta was good as like the white guy who was his lawyer originally.
Yeah, and then the whoever played Marsha Clark is her name, right?
Yeah, the woman who played.
She looked exactly like anyway. But so my parents,
the prosecutor,
right?
Yeah.
My parents and I watched Supergirl. The first episode of Supergirl, and that finished. My dad was like, "That was fucking dumb."
I didn't really
And I was
like
like,
it either.
"Damn!" Like
I'll be honest, I've only watched about like 5 total
I
episodes of Supergirl. That
I
were
didn't like
outside.
it either, though. I did not like it. Like I know it was the first episode, and the first episode was was obviously always like a setup, and it's always not very good.
Yeah.
But I just never went back. So I watched that before I watched Flash, and before I watched Green Arrow. I'm like hiccuping. I'm like, anyway. So that put me off of those. But if you had to pick a TV show, which one would you pick?
Arrow.
So
So the Flash is more catered to like everyone because it's kind of cooler.
my brother likes the Flash. He watched that all the time.
Arrow's more dark, and also Arrow was the first one to begin with. Arrow introduced Barry Allen. You literally saw how Barry Allen became the Flash in Arrow.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
Again, should I
mean,
watch anything before I watch the crossover episode?
you don't have to know.
Okay.
I mean, all the crossovers, even when they did the Flash and just Arrow, they didn't correlate to like the other episodes. They just like happened. Like
It's kind of like the Marvel, because I watched like most of the Marvel Universe one, just because I'm a Marvel guy. I read a little bit of the DC comics, but I'm mostly Marvel.
my friend got me into them one night. We were drinking. He's
Which
like,
one?
"You need to watch Arrow."
Oh,
I
Arrow,
was
yeah.
like, okay, and we watched like 4 episodes at like 4 a.m. I was like, he looked at me like, "It's good, right?" I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty good." So I watched it. Honestly, when I thought of Arrow, I thought this guy was just living in a barbaric island that shot bow and arrow. And it was like placed in the 18th century. I swear to God, that's what I thought it was.
It's like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I recommend one, start watching Arrow.
Okay.
And then when you get to the Flashpoint, you can simultaneously watch them if you want, whatever you want to do. You have to watch the first 2 seasons of Arrow before you get to the Flash. So, and the first 2 seasons of Arrow is really freaking good, especially season 2. Season 4 and season 6 of Arrow are trash. Season 5 is pretty solid. Season 3 is pretty solid.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Is it change
Season
director
4
or something, or change showrunners?
No, it's just like the villain they had to bring in that season. I don't know. It's not like the actors are good. It's just like it's prolonged. You know, TV shows, they're prolonged.
Right.
So
Yeah.
The Flash is a pretty. None of those seasons have been bad. None of those seasons have also been like, holy fucking shit, this is good. besides like, there's been episodes of The Flash that have been like the best episodes you probably ever watched.
Really?
Yeah. So that's my join on CW shows.
Yeah, like I've seen like clippets of like all the shows, but I haven't gone in and like watched.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But I've seen like clips. Like I've seen clips of like the Flash. Like
Yeah,
I've seen
me
clips
too.
of like the little snippets, like about like Bruce Wayne and his company. Like I've seen stuff like that.
It
between
just
Arrow
seems
and
a little
Flash.
more. Sorry, I mean it, but it just seems a little more kiddish. The DC universe shows, like it.
The TV shows?
The TV shows.
No.
I've never seen Arrow, but like Flash, my brother watches that religiously.
Well, that's like I said, it's more family friendly.
Well, that's what I've seen. Like, so that one and Supergirl, like the first couple of episodes, or I guess I only watched the first one. That seemed like it was for, it was like set for like 13, 14-year-old boys. Like that's what it was like for. And I was like, I was only, I don't know. I just, and because I got into Marvel Universe as in like Jessica Jones and the Punisher and Iron Fist, which sucked dick. But
they're gory shows.
they're gory and they're beat up and they're dark and they're like Daredevil is fucking dark and like so that's where I
That's why I like
from.
that's why I like Arrow. It's dark.
Okay.
You literally see blood every episode. He's shooting a bow and arrow in people's hearts whenever you can.
Okay.
And there's some episodes where
Well, that's what I was asking.
yeah, he has to like torture people or he gets tortured. Like it shows like crazy shit. The thing about like Oliver Queen, he was stranded on an island for 5 years. That's what everyone thinks happened. But then he joined like the Russian mob. He did like a bunch of shit. He had to work for what are they called? Argus. That was in Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
She's in the show. She's like a bitch in the show. It makes it really good. So I mean,
Okay. Well, that's what
that's why I like Arrow because
I do like that dark, like even though it's kind of depressing.
like he
but
has
I
a
kinda-
dark past. He's
Yeah.
trying to overcome it. And sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he doesn't.
Okay.
It's cool. So yeah, I mean, I get your point on the Flash. I mean, and like Supergirl. Yeah, I mean, Supergirl's a Kryptonian. Obviously, she just has to go. The guy goes
And it's like,
all the way across town.
there's no stakes. Like yeah. I don't know. Anyway.
I mean, well, one season of Supergirl, she did have to fight Superman at the end.
Why?
Yeah, he zoned the current villain mind controlled.
Why is Superman so easy to turn evil?
Yeah, I know. I think it's cool though, but like really, like
seriously,
injustice, like
yeah, exactly, yeah. Like anyway, no, that's dope, dude. I mean, like, what about just because you're more of a DC fan than me and Jared, and I know you have a few more minutes. What about like, what do you think about the state of the DC universe?
the movies are ass. Aquaman will probably be good. It's not going to be good until the Flashpoint movie comes out. Because that's when Aquaman and Wonder Woman have to fight each other, and Barry Allen either has to fix it or go back in time and face the consequences in time. They did that. They did something like that in the show. That's why I know about it a little bit. But there's no Aquaman. There's where Wonder Woman's from. That's been proven. They took
From I don't know the name.
yeah, I don't know the name, but that's
it's like a Spheria.
yeah. They show it. They show it in the show once on DC Legends of Tomorrow. So that was cool. But other than that,
So they're at war.
Yeah,
Like Atlantis
Atlantis and like where she's from. They're at war. Batman's dead.
That's cool.
See, since they were firing Ben Affleck, didn't he quit or he got fired?
Yeah, he
Dude,
quit.
Every other week it's different. Like he'll quit one week and then he'll be on the next week and then he'll be fired the next week and then he'll quit the next week and then he'll be on the next week.
I think the worst thing they did was letting go Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. I thought, even though Ben Affleck, you know, he's no.
thought
Ben
he was a
Affleck
good
was a
Batman.
great transition from Christian Bale, in my
I
opinion.
loved his Batman.
Yeah.
Like I loved how big that motherfucker is. Like he's just big as fuck and like I mean he's like, you know,
It's a good transition from Christian Bale because they kind of
Yeah.
look alike too.
Yeah,
Like,
true, yeah.
Like who the hell are you gonna get now?
Yeah, exactly. And Christian Bale, like we all know, that Christian Bale is the Batman of like this generation. Like that's just who he is.
If a regular old person that doesn't give a shit watches The Dark Knight and then Batman
Yeah.
vs Superman, they're barely gonna tell the difference between
Yeah.
Christian Bale and Ben Affleck.
But wouldn't Flashpoint be a good movie to do that then? Because you're resetting the timeline.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why Aquaman, Wonder Woman, 1992, whatever.
84, yeah.
1980, whatever the fuck it's called.
Stupid. I don't like that at all.
Timeline movie, yeah.
Who
But,
cares? Like you're
they're
gonna
just trying. They're trying to have another movie with her.
I know, but who cares? It was the same thing with I forget, but any prequel movie. Like, why would you go back in time unless it's an origin movie? If you go back in time to just some sort of like episode in her life, you know she's gonna be fine because she's in the fucking
Batman
future
versus-
movies.
yeah.
Right. So who cares? Like, there's no stakes. There's nothing. And then Steve Trevor's coming back. We're like, well, fuck. There's no consequences. Like, anyway.
It's kind of dumb.
Oh yeah. No, but like I was telling Zach on the ride up, like the best thing that DC and like their own thing that they've done
Right.
was I thought the first Superman movie, Man of Steel, I thought that was pretty solid for a Superman movie, you know, like going in theaters to watch it, like how they did the backstory of Clark Kent, you
Yeah.
know, like he feels guilty, he acted like an ass, his dad died in a tornado.
Which was dumb, but yeah.
It was dumb. Like
'Cause
he
he-
could have saved him.
Yeah, right.
He could have saved
His
him.
dad was like, "Nah, just stay there," and he was like, "Dad, you're like 10 feet away." He's like, "Nah, just stay there."
No, but like it shows that like he felt bad about it and
Yeah.
he wanted to do like what was right.
Right.
But the only part in like the only part in that pre-setup that I thought was dumb as shit is like he didn't learn how to fly till he's like fucking 25 or whatever.
Yeah.
However old he is in that.
Yeah. Well, like in the original Superman movies, like the ones from the 70s with Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
So he like jumps at first, like when he's in high school, he like
Yeah.
misses his bus and he has to like run real fast, and then he like just like jump like he like sees a fence or something and he jumps over the fence. But when he jumps over the fence, he launches 100,000 feet in the air. You know what I mean? Like he surprises himself, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought that was kind of cool. But like in Man of Steel, you're right. Like he doesn't like. There's no learning curve. He's just like, oh, now I can fly. I can't fly, and now I can. Like.
Yeah, like it made no sense. So like what I liked about like I told Zach this, so like last year I started watching Smallville on
Right.
Hulu. So like in Smallville they built up to him being able to fly.
Is that
So-
good too?
Yeah, that was pretty good. I did like that.
Okay.
So like it kind of it basically builds up so like where he's like a freshman or sophomore in high school, and he builds up like it shows early on how him and Lex Luthor used to be friends and like how their friendship changed over time.
Really?
Yeah. So it does a pretty good job, but it shows like throughout his life how he was put through like these tasks and challenges and stuff, and how he has to go through all of this to be able to unlock all of his full Kryptonian abilities, like
Cool.
you know his breath, his being able to smell, like, and by the end he's able to like fly.
Yeah.
Like that's the final one, and
the
like
final
in the,
episode.
yeah, and like the season finale ends
Cool.
up like Darkseid comes, and that's like his final challenge.
Okay.
So that's what he has to do. So like that's what I liked about Smallville building up. But like with the Superman movie, that was the only like Man of Steel. That was the only critique I had like throughout it.
That he
Like
didn't
when
learn how to
Zod,
fly.
like I just thought that was like stupid. Like why couldn't they show that like earlier in the movie? You know,
Right.
like when he's like a teenager or something. Like why doesn't he figure that out?
Doesn't Man of Steel he learns how to fight it or fly at the very end, and then like General Zod shows up like
Yeah, he
immediately?
learned-
I've never seen Man of Steel.
Me neither have I.
I've seen bits and pieces of
Yeah.
it because it's on TV every once in a while. I
Yeah.
want to watch it, but I've never seen it all the way through.
Yeah, so like Zod and a couple like.
I know he destroys like.
So what ends up
half the city.
happening is after he kills Kal-El's father,
right.
he gets sentenced
Quick,
to
do
the
you know-
Phantom Zone.
Do you know who Kal-El's father? Do you know who Kal-El's father is?
I couldn't think of the name. What is it? Jor-El.
Jor-El. Damn it.
Jor-El.
Good job.
Jor-El.
I don't know why I know that, but because it was Marlon Brando in the.
Yeah.
I know the original Superman movies. That's what I know. I don't. know
Yeah, what is it? So like he kills Jor-El and like the council, like it's like the day before like the destruction of like Krypton or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like Kal-El is sent. He's on his way to Earth. Jor-El and his wife die. And so like the council, they sentence all of General Zod and his army to the Phantom Zone.
Right.
So like that's what they do. But like when Krypton blows up, they're like, oh yeah, so like since Krypton blew up and like the portal that we used to send you to the Phantom Zone, like the Phantom Zone's free. It's just free. Like you're free, bro.
So are they the only ones in the Phantom Zone, or are there other?
I don't know. It doesn't go into that
Wow.
part, which is like, you know, like compared to the show and the other movies,
Yeah.
like it goes like into that.
You feel like there'd be a lot more criminals.
Yeah,
in the Phantom
exactly.
Zone.
Like
They show that in
they show that.
Supergirl.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
they-
first season, they're like manipulating like the people who protect Earth, like behind the scenes from like outside criminals, I guess you could say,
Cool.
aliens and shit.
Yeah.
But like they have like inside job working in the Phantom Zone and something like
Hmm.
that. It's weird, but it's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's cool because even in Smallville, like they talked about like the Phantom Zone like more than once, and like the guy who plays Oliver Queen and like Smallville, he's in there. Like what is it? Him and Clark go to like the Phantom Zone one time, and they gotta like fight these guys. So like if you're a Kryptonian, you're in the Phantom Zone. You have no powers. You're a regular man. You can bleed. You have nothing.
Yeah.
So like
Oh,
that
really?
that's what happens
But-
inside the Phantom
So
Zone.
do Kryptonians have powers on Krypton?
Yeah,
Do they really?
yeah.
Like what?
You have all your abilities to fly and whatnot because they were
Really?
stationed near that sun, so like the sun would hit them. That's how they get their powers
But
through the sun.
I thought it was because Krypton has like a red sun,
Yeah, it was the red sun, which is what they need.
but then
No, the red sun.
but then Earth had a
Red
yellow
sun makes
sun.
them. A red sun makes them like human.
So does Krypton around a
Well,
red sun?
unless they change the whole shit, because I remember the last season crossover, Eobard Thawne took a piece of the red sun and put it on Kara Danvers, trying to cut her heart open.
Yeah, what is
So,
it?
I
No,
mean-
it changes like
Yeah.
So
in
that's
every
what-
show
I
because
didn't
because
know.
like in Smallville, so like they bring in like General Zod like near the end, and like Zod and these guys, like Clark tries to make peace with them and like hope like they can help on the Earth. Like he doesn't want to give them their powers back. Like he wants to be the only one with powers, but he wants them, like how he had a nice place to live, a peaceful place. You go out, you live your life.
This man just spilled his drink.
You go out, you live your life, and you come back home at the end of the day. But then like Zod learns, like this guy's going around like saving people and
Right.
stuff. Like, what is this guy doing? He's trying to live a double life. He's not grateful for the gift that he has.
So that's what I've always thought was that like Krypton, they were normal. They're not technically human. They're Kryptonian, but like they were normal human beings on Krypton
Yeah, so, like,
because
his-
they had the red sun. And then as soon as he got to which movie changes that?
What is it? It's
Is it Man of Steel?
what is it? I don't even know. What is it in Man of Steel? It's weird. They have their powers the whole time in the Man of Steel. It's not like the
See, I
sun
don't like
affects
that.
them.
I don't like that.
And so it's not like the sun affects them, because like in the Smallville show, which like it's like Clark's whole life while he like grows up, like he's in high school, he dates Lana Lang, then he meets Lois Lane later, daughter of the 4-star general.
Yeah.
Then once Lana leaves, he starts dating Lois. He works at the Daily Planet. Like it builds up to where everything is supposed to be at, and where
Right.
he's supposed to be at, to where he's supposed to be Superman.
Well, that's cool. I don't know if I like.
I personally like the TV show much better than the movie, but
Yeah.
like as a solo movie for like a DC movie, I didn't think it was like terrible. I thought it was a decent movie.
So there's a
Well, I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
Was Lex Luthor in Man of Steel or no?
No,
Okay.
You mean Lex Luthor as in like
no, he wasn't. They brought
the Lex
they
Luthor-
brought Lex Luthor in Batman versus
I
Superman.
just
Right.
I didn't know.
So
Yeah.
so Lex Luthor doesn't show up at all.
No, he doesn't show up at all on
Okay.
the first one.
We
Which
should
is
really
weird.
do some more research before we talk. Because like only one of us knows anything about anything.
No, but I just always thought that was weird because, you know, like, they're supposed to be, like, the destined rival. Like, you know what I mean? For, like, forever and ever. Like, it's Clark and Lex, you know, Superman and Lex, you know.
Is that
like,
I'm not
like
very-
Lex Luthor, is, like, the whole time, like, this is his whole gimmick is he's power hungry. He's a power hungry son
Right.
of a bitch. He wants all the power.
So is that I don't know if you guys are familiar with the comics because I'm not, but like is that a common storyline in the comics where Superman and Lex Luthor like grow up to get not grow up but like
I'm sure that they took it from, like, the comics. Like, it's probably in some comic somewhere, but I don't know. That's just, like, the idea that they went
But
for,
you
like,
like-
with the Smallville show.
but you like that better. You like that.
Yeah,
like,
I liked
development?
it. I liked it better because it shows the development because they were friends at the time. So, like, what happens is, like, when the show starts off is Clark's walking home from school because he missed the school bus and he doesn't want to use his powers to run home, you know, where he can run, you know, like 1,000 miles an hour and be
right.
home in, like, 5 seconds. So instead he walks, and then what is it? Lex is texts him while driving, going over this bridge, and he's like, "Oh shit, there's Clark," and he sees him in the road, and someone went over the line, and then he tried to cut back, and he's like, "Oh shit, there's a person on the side of the road," and he literally hits Clark, goes off the bridge, and they're like in the water, and like Clark ends up saving Lex, and he's like, how the hell did you survive? I just hit you while going 45 miles an hour. You should be dead. So like that's what ends up happening early on. And Clark was just like, I guess I was lucky. Is like what he tells him. Like he doesn't want anyone to know he has powers. The only people early on who knows that he has powers is Jonathan and Martha.
Yeah.
But the reason why
His adopted parents.
yeah, his adopted parents. The Kents, yeah. So, like,
Yeah.
the reason why I really, like, got hooked to the show was because the guy who was Clark was good.
Who is it? Do you know the actor?
I can't remember the...
He's a common actor.
Yeah,
I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's not bad, but the actors who play Jonathan and Martha Kent, like, their characters in there are, like, really good. Like, Jonathan, like, he fits perfect, overprotective father.
Yeah,
like,
right.
He wants nothing to happen to his son. Like, Clark's spaceship, it's, like, chilling in the barn cellar.
Tom Welling.
Yeah, Tom Welling. Like, he's...
What else has he been in? But yeah, so
But, like, he's pretty good. And then, like, his mom, you know, it's like mom, you know, she cares about her son. And it's like
Right.
Clark, you know, you don't have to...
Where I remember her from, he was in Draft Day and then Cheaper by the Dozen.
Oh, yeah, he was...
I haven't seen those movies in years.
Well, like, that's how
So,
I
like,
remember him.
like,
Okay.
in Draft Day, he was the quarterback. That Brian Drew guy.
Oh,
Yeah, he was the quarterback.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you recommending Smallville?
Yeah, so I do recommend Smallville, like, if you kind of, like, want to learn, like, more about, like, his, like, background type thing.
Okay.
Because, like, throughout, like, the whole time, like, while the show goes on, like, early on, is, like, his whole thing, like, every episode, like, he's saving someone. Like, someone has, like, freakish powers because of the meteor rocks that landed with Clark
Right.
all those years ago.
So all
you know,
the meteors, like the
yeah,
the
exactly.
kryptonite?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's kryptonite everywhere.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that Jared, that you've talked for 10 minutes, is Jared's segment now. It was supposed to be Zach's segment, but it's okay, Zach didn't.
Well, I was gonna keep going with the Justice League.
What?
How, like, the Justice League movie could have been set up so much better, but the end credit scene of Slade Wilson and Deathstroke. I mean, I don't know if y'all know.
You don't like that?
No, I love.
Oh, okay.
I love Deathstroke.
Yeah,
he's
he's-
in the TV shows. He was the best villain in Arrow so far.
Oh, he is an Arrow.
Yeah, he's in Arrow. He's the best villain, and also he becomes his partner in the 5th season too. And he's also his partner in, like, flashbacks. Like I said, the 5 years
Right.
on an island, he helps him get off. So, which is really cool. Very cool. So I thought I'd just bring that up.
I like Justice League, but it was just like it seemed like it was like really forced. So Justice League's been out for like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure everyone's talked that shit into the ground, but I did not like Justice League solely because of the fact that it was like forced down your throat. Like they were like, all right, yeah, now they're Justice League. Like
Superman
let's-
time,
like,
yeah.
Like, hurry up, let's go, get on with it. You know. I did like that one scene with Superman where like Barry Allen is. I like that Barry Allen more than the Flash Barry Allen. The Ezra Miller.
You like Ezra Miller?
I love Ezra Miller. Well, he's a weirdo, but I love Ezra Miller more
Than
as
Grant
the
Gustin?
Flash than Grant Gustafson.
I don't know. Everyone else loves Grant Gustin because we've only seen one movie of Ezra Miller.
I don't know.
Ezra Miller's a good fit.
Well, Grant Gustafson looks like a comic Barry Allen. Like,
Yeah.
he looks like Barry Allen. I just like Ezra Miller because he's like a fucking awkward nerd all the time. Like, I haven't seen a whole lot of The Flash. I've seen about half.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
Couple
I agree with
episodes,
you
half
there.
a season.
Yeah.
You know,
They
Grant
fit their
Gustafson-
roles.
Right.
They fit
Yeah.
their roles very well.
Yeah.
Mhm. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway,
I want to do my other topic, unless
Okay.
Jared really wants to do your topic.
can we take a break real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that, and we'll be right back.
All right, guys. So we're back from our break. So my next topic of discussion. So today I was watching on YouTube, FIFA Foot Champions Cup. I think this is the second one of the year. I just want to get into esports and talking about that. So they had like the same number of people that would like be in a World Cup. I can't think of the number. I think it's 32,
Okay.
maybe more.
Oh, teams.
Yeah, 32. Well, 32 people. They have control their ultimate team on it, right?
Right.
So like, and all these ultimate teams, I mean, they're stacked. They're worth like at least $1,000 quid each, because most of them are British. There's probably like 3 Americans in it total, but I think one of them's in the semifinals tomorrow. So
Nice.
he's really good. So I was just getting into this discussion like how big it's going, like especially in FIFA. Like in FIFA 17, I want to say they added Foot Champions, which is like every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday you play. It was 40 games if you qualified for it. Now it's 30. You play that many games to get ranked, to get points, to get rewards, and like if you can do better, you get even better rewards. And like they changed it to 30 this year, which is better, and they made it really easy to qualify and stuff. But like if you win 27 or more games for like consecutive, like I think it's a whole month, you get an invite to one of these cups. So
Okay.
I'm just saying. And then like this one they held today and this weekend, the grand prize is you get points for like the whole like year round esports league for
Okay.
it. There's like teams, you know, like there's like teams, and then there's the like the major, like the actual soccer teams with their teams too, and there's like custom teams. So you get points for your team and for yourself to go to other events and stuff. And but also the grand prize is $50,000 if you want it.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, no, esports has been growing. Like even high schools now have like after school like esports teams.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. You know, obviously Fortnite's the biggest one that everyone on the everyone, all the
Kids.
people over 40 talk about is like, oh shit, Fortnite's gonna take over the world, and then so people over 40 and people under about like 15,
Yep.
except for obviously the esports players, like they're 20 something, but they got no life besides esports, which I guess is still a life. But
Well, like I was gonna get into that. 2K, FIFA. I've noticed they like can have an outside life. They can do whatever they want because all they have to do is make sure they play the 30 games Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
and then they're done,
yeah, they're good.
and they don't got to
And-
keep up a rank or anything.
Well, you do, but
Well,
I mean,
not-
when you're good at the game, all you do is drop, $1,000 when the game opens, get the team you want, and then as you keep playing. With FIFA, you play your like 40 games a week, you're gonna get minimum 50K in coins
Right.
from that. And if you get lucky, you might get, $1 million because you get packs too. You just never know. So like they just like bank on that and just like they make profit. They're just like they're making money from this because they're also streaming, they're also doing YouTube, and then like
Well, yeah,
their team
that's the
pays
whole-
them. Like I'm just saying, like, but like there's also 2K. They started esports last year, first time.
like an actual league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the NBA teams had their esports teams and they
Right.
played. Well, like I know a couple people this year have gotten banned.
No.
Well, like it's like
For what?
it's just 2K's crazy because they think they're boosting, but really they're just trying to be more competitive and play these other competitive players over and over. So they have like events and stuff. So this, I remember specifically, some guy was about to win this event. So this guy kept hopping on the spot to play him next, just so he can try to make him lose so he doesn't win.
Yeah.
And like he kept doing it because he didn't want him to win. He's like, no, I'm gonna get it. Because he was like in third. The guy popping was like in third, something like that. And maybe he got lucky, got extra points. And you never know. But they thought that was boosting because he kept losing.
Right.
Because he didn't have a good team. He was walking home random while this guy had a team. They banned him for it forever, for life. So he had to make a new account and everything.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean he's an esports player. He's a top 20 player.
Yeah, he's like professional.
Yeah, he's a top 25 player, and they thought he was boosting, which is wild. But like, yeah, and like 2K, they make like $80,000 a year to do this.
Yeah.
and they get their own place. They get the food paid for, transportation paid for.
That's dope.
But they literally have to play
And
8 hours a
every
day. Yeah. I mean, it's only for about 6 months, right?
Right.
Like the esports shit, 4 to 6 months. But when the next game comes out, you gotta start playing that and shit.
Yeah.
And get on a team because there's like you have your professional teams, and everyone has their like game teams that they have.
So when do you think they're gonna come out with like a sports game for whatever sport, Madden, FIFA, MLB, 2K, that is just the 2K that like just continues for years and years and years, like
The next game that's like
instead of having like 18, 19, 20, 21, just having like
a continuous
2K
game.
and just having it being like a games as a service model, like Destiny does, like GTA does.
Yeah, they'll
things like
never
that.
do that.
You don't think they'll ever
Because
do
they'll
that?
never make money.
They'll never make money off of having an update every year, and you have to go get your new players every year, and you have to like.
Well, I mean, yeah, they
Because-
could do that, but
Because that's the same thing, but
like
it's the same thing they're doing now.
I know, but the whole new game, like getting a new disc, is also like. I'm
I don't
gonna compare it from MLB 17 to MLB 18. They couldn't just take 17, change the logo to 18, put a different cover on it, and say, "Oh, you can play the same disc. This is a different game." No, because in 18 they completely wiped the whole game mechanics and remade it.
Yeah, but couldn't they do that as
But
just
you
an
know how
update?
hard- that's gonna be like so hard, like putting it onto the system, like on
Well,
the PlayStation server.
In a few years, they're all going to be
But hopefully,
diskless.
yeah, maybe, and maybe the servers will be better. But I mean, shit, today I started lagging like crazy, and I was literally watching Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, on PS4. I was like, what the hell? I don't know if it was my connection or not, but I'm just saying. But like with the whole esports thing, I really like to see MLB try this. Probably won't happen next year. If it did, holy shit, I'm going for it. Because it's only like literally, it's only United States pretty much. Canada too.
For MLB?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally North America.
Smaller, yeah.
North America, maybe South America too. You know?
Yeah.
That's who plays it. But like, there used to be so like they have to rechange the whole like mechanics of the game. Like,
Again?
well, I'm not talking about like the gameplay. They can fix that's a little tweak. I mean, they kept the same gameplay and they added esports. Everyone started playing it. But
Yeah.
they need to change like how you get players and rewards and all that. It's more to just the whole like gameplay. It's more the content and what they're bringing out. So, and I have like a whole solution to that, but I'll put that on as a YouTube video one day. Hopefully they listen to it and be like, oh shit, yeah.
Oh
let's do it.
shit, Zach Sullivan's smart as shit.
Let's give him $1 million.
Let me just put him on that Sony internship that he never finished applying for.
Yeah, really. But
All right, well,
that was pretty much it. Like, I just hope MLB gets it because like how FIFA is now,
yeah.
a lot of people watch it.
Yeah.
Literally FIFA. So like they have those like they're custom teams, right? Yeah. There's like hashtag United. There's F2. Those are like the top ones I can think off the top of my head. There's like 9 teams, like well notable ones. Their jerseys are all in the game for their team.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And they gave them to everyone for free. They're like, yeah, support your favorite esports club. So that's cool. I mean, FIFA's doing really well with it. I don't know if Madden has it or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Probably,
is
they probably
it?
do in other ways, but not like in the game itself.
Yeah,
like how
right.
FIFA does.
So there's like outside, because there was remember that shooting like a couple months ago happened at a
Yeah,
Madden
no, so
tournament?
like I do know this, like with Madden, I don't know if it's like esports, but they got like tournaments, you
Right.
know, like where the top players play with their ultimate teams and stuff.
Yeah.
I know that.
They don't have that in MLB. I mean,
Yeah, you well again, like you said, it's such a smaller, it's a much more smaller market.
yeah.
It's
But
such a niche.
I can see MLB like really hopping on that very well. It'd be something really different.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, holy shit, this is really cool.
I feel like that
Even if they
would
just give
also
you-
like
Bring
not
more
to
people
interrupt
in.
you, but like bring more people in, you know? It's like if you're good, it's like, you know, like when a lot of people think about like an MLB game, it's like, oh shit, you just push X and you throw a ball. It can't be that fucking hard.
Right, or you push
But-
this and you swing a bat.
Yeah, exactly. So they're thinking it's not like real baseball, you know, like where I got like timing and all this shit, and then like they start out. But it's like if you're good, you're good, and like you start, and it's like if you have that esports, and it's like if I'm really this good and I really grind this much, and I do, you know, I do all these collections and stuff and
Right.
get these players, you know, like
I know,
I
like
could
how
actually
I
make
did,
a
like-
living off of it.
Like I like got the team I wanted. I try to get as fast as I can. I try to get Chipper Jones as fast as I can. I mean, it took too long for them to release it, so I got kind of bored. So it took me like an extra month. But I mean, got him. Well, I got Vladimir Guerrero. I mean, I wasn't afraid to drop my money on the game to be good. So.
Well, that's so.
But I was about to say something else. Hold on, let me go.
Okay.
So there is sorry. So
No, you're good.
there's like really good players in MLB. There's Pitching Rebel and Cardinal Bro 5. Pitching Rebel knows how to locate pitches like crazy, like Pitching Rebel. Cardinal Bro 5 can hit any baseball thrown to him
Really?
in MLB, and he will hit it where he needs to hit it. It is crazy how good he is. Like his hand-eye with it, like someone hitting. Like,
So do you think MLB would benefit from like a weekend tournament like FIFA does, where it's just
well, like how FIFA's concept is. First off, how FIFA's concept of MLB San Diego Studios. Put that on like weekly rewards. Like we get rewards once a month, and it's like you get lucky. You get like
once a month? Yeah.
you get 100K.
Yeah.
That's if I like really tried with FIFA. Well, if I was good, I'm not that bad. I'm alright, but I'm not like amazing. If I was good at the game, like wow, I can score goals like that, I'd probably get a minimum 100K every week. Minimum. Like once a month or once a week, like really.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's minimum, like I could get lucky.
You
MLB
get more.
MLB, you're not gonna get lucky because they give a restriction on like your rewards too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like what me and Zach were talking about before, like with the biggest thing that they have to do from MLB 18 to 19, like with the rank seasons when you play online, like instead of like so much how this game was, you have to play offline if you want the good players. To where with FIFA, it's you can have a decent team play online, and no matter you win or you lose, you're gonna get a decent reward.
Right.
Yeah, your points still go up for the rewards. Your points for your ranking will go down if you lose, but points to get rewards always will go up.
Okay.
Yeah, so
It's
like
just
for
lower.
so like for FIFA, like say like I'm playing online, I lose in PKs, like I'll get like a decent amount, like to where it's like you could have won but you didn't. So like you don't get that win bonus.
They know that. Like in MLB, I mean MLB is more unpredictable.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying soccer's not, but like you never know when the guy's gonna hit a
Bomb.
Yeah. Like bam.
Yeah, so like if a dude hits one off you in the 15th.
No, that was Jared's whole point. Like you're in the game till the 15th fucking inning.
Yeah, it's like
your pitchers are tired.
1-1.
He pinch hits someone, or like his best hitter comes up and he gets a home run. It's like, well, shit. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And it's like, and then MLB's like, oh, minus 150,000 points to your record, please. And it's like, what?
Yeah, but that's just like my biggest pet peeve with like MLB. It's like
you can play good games.
Yeah,
still,
like
and
I can't.
You'll be unrewarded.
There's rewards, but there's also punishments.
Yeah, exactly. With FIFA, it's just like rewards. Like I'm not saying like if I lose, like you gotta give me like the regular boost I would like if I win, like at 50 points, but at least get me like 10 or 15.
Yeah, that's what FIFA is. You win, you get 1,000. If you draw, you get 500. If you lose, you get like 200.
Yeah,
like that. Like that's all you're asking. It's like I'm like if I lose, like I didn't do enough, to win the game. But it's like, come on, man. I just didn't play for over an hour to waste my time.
Yeah.
Like and seriously though.
Yeah, no, you're
like
right.
How many games you have to play? So like in MLB, you earn for like the ranking. If you get to 900 or above, you're in World Series, and that gets you the best rewards. To play from 800 to 900 could be 12 games where you have to win all.
Yeah.
You do 12-0. When I could just try to do that in Battle Royale in 3-inning games and get a good reward. Just be like, oh shit, wow. But if I do that, I'll literally get 100K total. It's like, really? So.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this isn't so much about you and esports. It's more about you and, well, it is esports, but not like professionally, right? You want a little bit more competitive tournament style, casual play that helps you. Yeah, okay, I understand that. I mean, like Fortnite had that. I know we go back to Fortnite, but it had like that, summer skirmish where like anybody could go in and play, and so that would be cool if more games had that thing where anybody could enter and anybody could like just gain, even if they don't obviously win monetary.
And they keep people in like the ranked tournaments, like the FUT Champions League. if you're like a 500 player, you're gonna play people that are 500. If you're playing in good form, though, you might play someone that's a little better to test your luck. If you win, it might keep you going.
Right.
But if you win, you're gonna get way more rewards. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like you might start playing like you're like a 30-0 player every week.
Yeah.
There's those players. Your first couple games, you might play like a couple shitty people. Then you start playing the people who have won their first couple games
Who are
too.
decent,
you keep going, you keep going. Then you get matched up to one of your friends, on your team. It's like, oh crap, really? That's the cool thing about FIFA.
Yeah.
But yeah, like with MLB, like piggybacking off what you said, like the way how it matchmakes you, like with MLB, so like say like this dude's team, he's got like 9 diamonds. He might have like 1 immortal, and like he's matched up against a guy who has like an all gold team.
Yeah.
Like how the hell is
It's
that?
it's like from 300 to 500. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could play someone with a stack team, or you could just play someone who has like 1 gold and a
Also,
bunch
in
of silver.
MLB, if you like, for me personally, because like when the game started, Jared had a couple diamonds. My team was fully diamond. I was trying to like win and be good, but like I'm still learning the game.
Yeah.
Here I go. I'm ranked 300 playing because my team's so good and I spent money. I'm playing someone who's in like 600, 700s.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole rating mods.
But you're not
I'm not there yet.
there yet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
like in
team is-
FIFA, I have a good team, but I'm not like the best player. I packed an icon, so I got coins. You know what I mean? Also, pack like a FIFA is like 20 million times better. But that's probably because there's way more soccer players than baseball players.
Baseball
But
players, yeah.
But still, MLB is like packless trash.
Yeah, that's just like our other thing. Like with MLB, like
You can't.
the pack luck in this game is terrible. Like say like I got rewards. I got 10 packs. I'll be lucky if I pull like a decent gold. Like it won't even be a gold player. It'll be like a gold hat or a gold jersey or
Yeah.
some shit.
And,
Or like a
literally,
gold bobblehead.
If you
and
get a
it'll go
gold,
for, like,
but the thing is, if you get a gold player, the only time it'll be worse on me if it's in the beginning of the game where like
Nobody else has a gold player.
everyone is fluctuating in price.
Yeah.
Still. Like the first month, everyone was trying to get their price settled. Nowadays, every gold's worth 1,000. That's
yeah,
like Life Series.
like right now, like gold will vary between like 800 or 900 and like 2,000.
Yeah, that's it. Because there's no like gold everyone wants to use.
Yeah, no, you're right.
The only one that was
No
there was Gary
Ronaldo.
Sanchez, but like, yeah, so I'm saying there's no like Ronaldo. There's Ronaldo. But there's people who have similar stats to Ronaldo, just like 4 points lower. So Ronaldo's 93, and then like this player's an 86. But his stats are similar, same height, blah blah blah, same in-game stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and everyone can. FIFA's just more fair.
Okay.
It's probably because
Yeah.
it is because FIFA's bigger. MLB's still learning. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. Like, I'm so serious. It shouldn't be that hard. Ramon Russell, it shouldn't be that hard. He barely does shit for them. I know that. He's like the main. I think he's the main social media guy for them.
Yeah.
Second guy. Tips. It's not that hard, bro.
If you're listening to our obscure podcast,
Podcast.
only got half a dozen views, or no, wait, 18 or 19?
We were
We're
up
at
to
a-
45. We
okay.
checked on the way over.
45?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We
Good
have
job.
we have good titles and tags, bro.
Okay, well, hopefully
know.
this beats the...
Thanos, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of fucking Thanos, let's fucking get into it. Let's get into Infinity War.
Okay, so past week, Wednesday, 28th.
Yeah, the 28th.
The 28th, they had this special showing of Infinity War plus a Q&A after with Joe and Anthony Russo. So like they watched the movie and they started talking about stuff. So they were talking about what's in the movie, but if anyone tried to bring anything up about like future stuff, what would Anthony Russo do? He had his phone and he had a speakerphone that they were talking to people with. Put the sound of a blowhorn and put it in the speakerphone like. That was so funny. But they were just talking about stuff from the movie. But like the thing is about this is that a year ago from Wednesday is when the first Infinity War trailer dropped, so everyone's like, oh my god.
So the year ago from 4 days from this podcast.
Yeah.
We're doing this on a Saturday.
the 28th of November.
Okay.
A year before that. Avengers Infinity War trailer first premiered. And the world pretty much lost it. Probably almost as good as the second Star Wars trailer.
this will be our luck. Will be like we'll finish recording this and like midnight tonight that shit will drop.
Yeah, it probably won't, but like if it does, I'll probably just.
That'll be our luck.
Yeah.
We'll just kill ourselves. So you know.
JK kids, don't kill yourself.
No, definitely. If you talk about Infinity War on your podcast for an hour and a half and then go in and then Infinity War drops right after that, you should definitely kill yourself.
So,
Anyway, so we did predictions last podcast. So let's just do like so you were talking about anticipation. So like not anticipation, but like what was Russo's talking about? They said they might drop soon. It might not.
yeah. Also, like Kevin Feige pretty much confirmed that like it'll be like by the end of the year. But then
before
the
2019.
Yeah, before 2019, and the Russo brothers like it might not. I mean, literally with Avengers, it's probably the most hyped movie.
Well, how much time they got left? They got like 6 months left.
Yeah, I mean, would I be surprised if we got released the day after Captain Marvel was released? No. But why would they wait when they have, Bumblebee, Aquaman, Into the Spideyverse coming out this week, right?
Yeah, so most of them are coming out pretty, if not this week at the time of recording, or pretty close to it.
Well, this Friday coming up, one of them's coming out. I want to say Bumblebee, but I don't know.
Yeah,
but like
we can't remember.
We're very informed.
But like they want to show that trailer before the movie.
You think you would, right?
Yeah.
You think you
so that's why everyone's thinking it was gonna be last week. And then Emergency Awesome, if you all watch him on YouTube, he put out a little snippet of like it said world premiere tomorrow, and you saw Red Skull in a clip, and then you saw Ant-Man in it, and I thought it was the trailer. I mean, from what I've seen in the movies, I've never seen that footage before.
Mm-hmm.
If someone photoshopped or like cropped that and made that themselves, props to them. Marvel should hire them for that shit. Like, goddamn, that was amazing. Because I've never seen those angles of those characters before,
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to stay up to date and you don't like us, go follow Emergency Awesome. He has like.
Well, we don't put out very much updates except for this fucking podcast.
Yeah,
so
he does it like every day. He's like 40 million subs, I think, or something like that.
all right. So like, any updates on predictions then? Since you saw Red Skull, since you saw Ant-Man.
No, because.
Fake.
I don't even remember what our
Fake.
predictions were.
It could be fake. That's what I'm saying.
Fucking, I hate I like it, but I also hate that Marvel like photoshops or changes their trailers. Like,
Do you remember?
Because during Age of Ultron, right? They had that scene where they're all in that little tiny church protecting that one whatever that button or whatever the hell Ultron had to push, which was fucking dumb anyway because he's a wireless robot. Why did he have to go to this one little thing? Anyway, there's in the trailer.
So to answer your question about why and that.
Tell me why.
No,
'Cause
so
I
what
hate
is
that
it?
shit.
No, so what is
Maybe
it? So
because
do
that
you?
planet, because the place they were fucking on didn't have Wi-Fi.
No, so what is it?
He can just transfer to
No,
fucking
but
different robots at
I'm
will.
saying is before he's able to push the button. Remember when they start the skirmish at first?
Yeah.
Vision goes after Ultron,
Oh,
and
he
he
traps him.
does some shit like
Oh, yeah,
where
he
he
does the
deletes
whole
the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
why.
He locks him out. That's
but
why.
Yeah, he locked him out. That's what he
But
did.
then at the very end, at the very, very end, remember it's Vision and
Ultron.
that like the last Ultron bot. It's not Ultron, but it's like one of his minions, right? It was like half broken at the very, very end.
Yeah,
Remember? So how did he get there?
that's what I'm saying.
So that's what I was like. It was like if he's a wireless robot, he can change himself into any one of these fucking robots. Can he just like fucking change himself into?
I
That
think
fucking machine
No,
is
but
a
I think what happened is he locked him out of the net to where he could not access the button. To where since his bots are like under his
I hate
control.
this movie. I hate.
I didn't
Ultron.
really like it.
I hate Ultron. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, I like the whole when they went to.
I liked how
Barton's
he
house.
hated
I
the
liked
shit
him.
out of Stark. I like that part.
So
because that's how it's supposed to be.
It was creepy and it was good at the very beginning, like where he first, like, quote unquote, killed Jarvis and, like took the, the parts.
Yeah, and then Jarvis
like,
magically comes back. It's like, oh wait, we're just gonna reconfigure
Right.
Matrix.
Right. I thought all that was kind of cool. Like, I thought that was creepy and good. And then, like, as soon as, like, Ultron's like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to create my own fucking... This is my Ultron voice. My own fucking meteor and just destroy humanity. You're like, bruh, you have all the access to every single fucking internet in
Well, I mean,
the
he was
world.
gonna be in
and
the
you've never
Vision
seen
body.
Terminator? Like...
He was gonna be Vision. That's why. I mean, I guess you could say Vision and Soul Stone or the Mind Stone
Yeah.
take over.
Fuck it, man.
Whatever.
I don't like that movie.
I
That's the
didn't like
worst
it.
Avengers movie.
Yeah,
Like, I'm just gonna say it right out. That's the worst Avengers movie.
probably will be forever and ever.
I don't like it. Anyway,
It's definitely not as bad as the Justice League. Let's just say that, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
at least they beat out Justice League.
Yeah,
That's all
hell
they
yeah.
need to do.
Yeah, that shit's better than any of the Justice League movie or any of the DC movies, except for maybe after Christian Bale, any of the Justice League movies.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, and Justice League so far.
Yeah.
And then Aquaman's coming out pretty soon, so we have yet to decide. But that looks pretty cool with like Black Manta
Yeah.
and I forget his brother's name. Remember his is it Oro or
I have no fucking
remember? So
Yeah, I don't remember.
he's
but-
like it's like he's not evil, but he's just like his like stepbrother or something. That's why they have that underwater fight in the trailer because he's like. Anyway, we can talk about that when that comes out because a lot of shit is going to be coming out in December. This is the first day of December. We got Smash Brothers coming out in a week. I'm definitely getting that shit. So I could talk about Pokemon Go, but I'll probably save that for my Smash Brothers review. Like next week, I'm gonna do Pokemon Let's Go Eevee because I got that, which is really good. It's the remake of Pokemon
Pikachu. Yeah, Pokemon Pikachu.
of
Yellow. Pokemon Yellow.
Yellow, yeah, right.
Pikachu, whatever.
So red and it's kind of they're all the same. Red,
But
blue, and
except
yellow.
like it's yellow because Pikachu's behind.
But
it.
then I got Eevee, which is
Eevee. I mean,
it's like reskinned. So it's like I have Eevee instead of Pikachu. And it's funny because Eevee, like the sound, Pikachu goes like Pikachu, and then all the other Pokemon have this like fucking guttural like electronic noise, right?
yeah.
Like just like the old Pokemon games. But then Eevee goes, "Yeah, boy." That's his voice. He goes like, "Yeah, boy, yeah, boy, yeah, boy." That's what Eevee says. It's so fucking funny, dude, because you can like pet him and stuff. I'll talk about it later, but that's what he says. Is "Yeah, boy, yeah, boy." That's how he sounds. He doesn't say Eevee. It's awesome, and I'll tell you more about it later. But it's basically the original Pokemon Yellow, Blue, and Red. And then remade into like a 3D thing. And then I'm talking about Smash Brothers. We're gonna talk about we are so uninformed because we don't know when Spider-Verse is coming out pretty soon. What else did you say was coming out pretty soon? That Elseworld thing is coming out pretty soon.
Yeah. Oh, what is it? Aquaman, Bumblebee
Aquaman,
coming out
Bumblebee.
within the next couple weeks.
So the next like podcast or two are gonna be probably jam packed with new shit. I know we talked about kind of halfway old shit today, but it's kind of an intermediate podcast. That's about it. I mean, we've gone pretty far. And do you have anything else, Jared?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
So the movie that I am most excited for so far, coming out early in 2019, the new Dragon Ball Super Broly movie is coming out.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm most excited for this coming out is because not in Japan, but in America, Broly was just like such a popular character. It's this big buff guy, and
Right.
he just beats the shit out of Goku. Like that's like
Is
what
he
happened.
Is he a Saiyan?
Yeah, he's a Saiyan. So, like, they're both Saiyans. So, the whole plot of the very first movie that's getting retconned in this upcoming one was they were born on the same day. Goku cries the whole time, pisses off Broly, and he's like, "I want to fucking kill you now." Like, that's just
As a baby?
Like, yeah, as a baby. Like, they're babies. Like, probably like a month, like, out of being born, just like sitting in the crib. Like, just pisses him off. So, like, that's just, like, the whole, like, thing in, like, the first movie. But he's just, like, popular here in the States. Like, you see a big buff guy beat the crap out of someone.
Right.
You pay money to go see that. It's just how we are over here.
Yeah.
It's just literally how it is. But so, like, in the new movie, what the plot is so on the planet where they're born is called Planet Vegeta, where the Saiyans are. That's, like, their home world.
Yeah.
So Broly is born, and Broly has greater fighter potential than the king's son. And the king's like, "Oh, hell no, you're not going to take that away from my son." So he exiles the kid. But the dude who is his father, Paragus, is like his second in command.
Okay.
So he's like, "How can you do this to my son?" They're like trying to basically build up, like this empire. Like the whole point of like what the Saiyans do is they go to planets, they enslave the people, they take the planet over, and they build up, like they own planets basically. Like that's just like their whole point of like what they do. So like once that happens, like the king's like, no, fuck you and your son. Like he basically like injures him. So like supposedly, and like Paragus leaves, and he takes his son, and they go to like a distant planet, and like later, like the next like day or two, like Frieza, dude who's the tyrant of the whole universe, destroys planet Vegeta, kills the king, kills everyone on the planet except the final 3 Saiyans, which is Goku, Broly, and the king's son Vegeta. Vegeta's sent somewhere. Yeah. Vegeta isn't sent anywhere. He's actually taken by Frieza. Like Frieza basically captures him, and he's like, yeah, so like I have your dad locked away, and if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna fucking kill him. When he's actually already dead, he's on the planet dead. He blew it up. Yeah. So he like lies to him after all these years. So like he ends up finding that out later on. So like I think that's like pretty cool how they're like retconning everything.
So what's the plot of what's the story of the movie? Why is Broly back?
So like Broly's back because since after the tournament of power, how I talked about last time.
Yeah.
Frieza gets brought back to life for his efforts for him and Goku defeating Jiren, the Almighty Warrior of Universe 11. Him and Goku beat him. So God of Destruction's like, you know what? You did fine in the tournament. You get to come back to life. You get to be happy. You know, but this dude's evil to the core. Like, he doesn't give a shit. Like, he will kill your family in front of your face. Like, he does not give a fuck about you. Like, that's just the type of person he is. He's a dick. So, basically, he goes out and gets word from, like, one of their planets that they had taken over, like, a long time ago. Like, hey, you know, like, we got this Saiyan here. He's, like, hella strong, and he's a Super Saiyan. He's, like, really, really strong. Yeah. Like, we think he's stronger than you. And he's like, oh, really? Because he's looking for someone to kill Goku, so he can take over and be number 1 in the whole entire universe. Because Goku's so strong now that Frieza's like, fuck. So he's looking for someone to do the dirty work so he can take over.
Right. So he wants Frieza and Goku to like almost
themselves. So he's hoping for Broly to take out Goku and Vegeta, and he can be number 1.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for.
That's kind of cool.
That's what he's looking for.
That's interesting. Is it going to be out in, like, regular theaters?
Yeah, it's going to be out in regular theaters mid-January.
Okay, let's go see that. We should do a mini podcast, like a one about, like, 30, 45 minutes.
A vlog?
Well, we could do that, yeah, if you want to, but of the Bumblebee movie, of Aquaman, like, of Infinity War, of Dragon Ball. Like, we just, like, have, like, a 30, 45 minute... Well, that's all we talk about, just a mini pod. Anyway, that'd be cool.
What I think is pretty cool is the one part that I'm really interested in looking forward to. So, like, I know, like, you watching Dragon Ball have been kind of, like, in and out. You remember the fusion dance from the Gogeta movie? Yeah, so they're actually bringing that back. He's supposed to be in the movie at some point. Yeah, so I think that's cool. So, like, that's why, like, remember when I told you they were bringing, Fusion Reborn back into theaters and the Gogeta movie, Fusion Reborn?
All at the same time?
Yeah, so what is it? They brought Fusion Reborn back into theaters. They brought Bardock, the father of Goku, back into theaters. And they brought the first Broly movie back because all those 3 kind of correlate and kind of not, like, tie in because they don't relate because they're retconning all of them, but kind of, to get you prepared for the upcoming one.
That's cool.
So I think that's cool because it kind of gives you kind of like a background to like what Goku's dad's like in the one about like him. And like Goku's like not in it whatsoever. But the funniest part in that one is that so like him and his gang are like on this planet and they're taking it over. And like this one guy sneaks up behind him and like gives him like some power to where you can see events like in the future happening. So like he's like, oh shit, the planet gets blown up, and he's trying to warn everyone like, the Frieza's gonna blow up the planet. Yeah. Oh, you're fucking crazy. No way, Bardock, you're drunk, bro. Like they're all just drinking in the bar. Like they don't care. He's like, you're some fucking fools. Yeah. And then what is it? He has another vision like years later, and he sees like Goku fighting Frieza on Namek, and he was like Kakarot, because that's Goku's Saiyan name is Kakarot. So he's like, Kakarot, and he was like, and he gets like punched in the face by someone. So it's like funny. It was like, Keka what? So like that's like the joke throughout the whole movie. Keka what? He was like what? And then like they end up ending it well. Like he ends up dying along with the rest of the planet. Like his dad dies.
Jesus.
So like it ties that into like where Frieza blows up the planet like it's originally supposed to happen. Like everything is originally supposed to happen as it's supposed to. So I'm definitely looking
Yeah, we
forward
should
to it.
definitely like set up a time where all three of us go, and then like we like as soon as we get back from the movie, we'll record our mini pod so we are fresh and shit like that. So we can do that for the Bumblebee movie, we can do that for Aquaman, we can do that for Dragon Ball, the movie Super Broly, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
It's a long
if
ass
you look,
title.
if you look at like the poster, it says the movie Dragon Ball Broly Super. Like that's how it's like set up. It's really kind of weird. But
No, but I have heard that like the way how it's like set up, he's not really like a villain. He just like
He's
he's
just
a
trying-
regular
like a
Saiyan.
rival?
Like he likes to fight. Yeah, like they're bringing him back to
like
like,
a second Goku kind of like Gohan was almost.
yeah. So like they're kind
Kind
of like trying to bring him back to like where like he could be in like the show. You know, it's like oh shit.
Because he was in the show for a little bit. That's why I recognized Broly. Like when they said Super Broly, I was like, yeah, like that. Wasn't he in the show?
Yeah, what is
Or
it?
a show?
What is it? So like he wasn't
it?
like in like the show, but like they kind of like tied in. So it's like right before. So it's like the way how they tied
Right.
it in before. It was like it's like you know how we have those 7 days before the Cell Games. Oh yeah, you're gonna fight Broly right in between the 7 days before the world's about to die.
The filler episode. Yeah.
So it's like that's kind of like what it is, but like.
Okay.
But like out of all like the movies from before like that they kind of brought back, I personally liked Fusion Reborn and the first Broly movie the most because in Fusion Reborn, like even before they get into the fusion and all this stuff, like the one scene where Goku goes Super Saiyan 3, credit to Sean Chamel who plays the actor of Goku. This man's lungs, how he screams when he goes Super Saiyan 3, like he keeps a full scream for like 3 minutes. Like this shit is crazy. And like all you see is like when you see the visual, you just see like he's transforming because he's dead right now.
Right.
From the fight with Cell. So he's dead right now. So you just see him in hell. He's got the halo over his head and he's literally like transcending like worlds. Like transforming, like you see the color like changing. It's like blue, orange, then yellow. Then it comes back to like natural picture.
Yeah.
And you just see him, and like my one thing that I've always had with that form is like, where the fuck did his eyebrows go, bro?
I love the Super Saiyan.
No,
transformations.
I love it. No, I love it. Like it's badass.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But his
He's
eyebrows
got the
do-
aura, he's
doesn't
got
his
the lightning all
pupils
around
go
him.
away too?
Yeah, and you see like the outline of where the eyebrows are supposed to be, but they're not there like, whatsoever. I just think that's funny.
That is pretty cool.
No, but I like that. But like the thing about like the Broly movie was like Broly, like it's kind of dumb, but like they kind of show it like during one of the trailers. So like they show like him like his father trying to control him. He's like calm down, and he's got like a device to like control his power. So he's like calm down. So you know like to stay calm, he just holds it up. Broly's wearing like a piece of like jewelry on his head or like wrist,
Right.
and he's like calm down. Voice listens to his command. It activates him. It like shuts down his power. He's like, no, bitch, no powering up. And then what is it? But it's like as soon as he sees Goku, he's like, Kakarot.
Yeah, he like
Yeah, and then he kind of like powers up until like his base max, and he like attacks Goku in the middle of the night. He's like, "What are you doing, Broly?" He's like, "Kakarot," and he was like, "How do you know my name? I didn't even tell you, bro." So like he kind of just attacks him, and then Paragus like calms him down in the middle of the night, and then like the next day, when Goku's like, "Oh hey, Vegeta, how's it going?" He's like, "How the hell did you get here, bro?"
no, that's it. I'm interested in that movie. We should go see it, even though like you know Zach, you and I don't really watch Dragon Ball. I haven't watched.
But
Dragon
I mean,
Ball,
like-
but we should go see it.
But I mean, like, even if you haven't seen it, like, I'm sure, like what they usually do with movies, like, they'll give, like, background to, like,
That's what I
where, to, like, where you can, like, understand, like, what's about to go on. And what I personally think is gonna be cool, Gunnar, you've played it a little bit, but the Dragon
Yeah.
Ball FighterZ
Yeah,
game,
yeah, I have.
how they have the 2 and 3D concepts.
Yeah.
They're
Just to, like-
supposed to be having those concepts in the movie as well, which is
That's
going to be
cool.
pretty cool. So that's honestly the thing I'm most looking for in the movie.
Yeah.
Because, it's not like a classic anime or Dragon Ball fight, where you're just 2D the whole time,
Right.
Like you're going to that outward 3D scene, like...
That might be cool. Yeah, I'm more interested now. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be cool. I think that's it.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I got something before we go.
What's up, man?
Everyone list your top 3 favorite movies you saw in theaters, even if the movie sucked. Like if
Like
Jared
for
said, if Jared said,
2018?
no, like the top 3 movies you've gone to theaters and saw and like, wow, that was a great experience.
Who's first?
Do I have to
Me?
go? All right, go.
Joe, go.
Okay,
Jared.
I'll go. So what is it? So the one that I saw was when Dragon Ball finally came back to the States. No, but but so I know what you're gonna say, but what is it? So like what kind of brought the franchise back up after so many years? Like the writer was like, nah, I don't want to write it anymore, and he's like out of nowhere, he's like, okay, I have a passion to start writing again about this. So like Battle of Gods, like it kind of reintroduces. It picks up right after the last arc, which is
Yeah.
the Boo arc. They just killed this man. And this god named Beerus comes, he wakes up, he prophesizes about someone like super, super strong. And the guy who he sees is Goku.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm looking for the Super Saiyan God. He doesn't say I'm looking for Goku. He just looks for someone like Goku. He's like, I want to fight the Super Saiyan God. And he's going everywhere. He's like, you know about the Super Saiyan God? Nah. But Goku's like, I'll fight you though. And he's like, he goes Super Saiyan 3 and dude beats him in like 2 hits. He like chops his neck and he like punches him in the back once. He falls to the ground. And he's like, he's
so
like,
that's number
he's
one.
like, yeah. So what is it? So like, I really like that how they rejuvenalize. So that's like my 1. What is it? So my 2 is probably I liked how Moneyball was. That's my number 2.
I bet that was yours, Zach.
I really liked Moneyball. Like seeing
We
that
saw it
in
together
theaters.
too, which is funny.
I love.
And what is
Moneyball.
it? The other one would be probably, after watching the TV show for many years, was the very first Transformers movie that came out.
Yeah.
Actually going to theaters and seeing that was really cool. So those are like my 3 top ones.
Let's see.
All right, just a pause real quick. Cano and Diaz got traded to the Mets right now.
Holy-
Just now,
Yeah, literally just now.
Robinson Cano and
Edwin Diaz.
Edwin Diaz.
Traded the Mets.
Jesus. That's
So-
pretty cool.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so Zach, go ahead. Your 3
All right,
top 3 movies that you've ever
so-
seen in the theater.
Moneyball.
Okay.
Because I love baseball. I mean, I can
That's
go
not
on.
even
I can go on about that movie forever.
You don't even have to watch. Like, you don't even have to like baseball to watch that movie. Like, it's a good movie. Just anyway,
How that happened. But
it's way better than Draft Day.
all right. So my next one, Captain America: Captain America: The Winter Soldier, not Civil War, the Winter Soldier. I don't know why. When I saw that movie, I was like, "This is so cool. This is like a new step." Because I just started watching the Marvel movies, and I knew it was out. I was like, "Holy crap, let me go see this." I thought that was a great movie. I thought that was better than all the secondary movies.
Yeah.
Iron Man 3, Thor Dark World. It was
Thor:
better.
The Dark
It was-
World. Thor: The Dark World
ass.
was. I thought that Ragnarok was better than Thor: The Dark World,
yeah,
and
everybody-
maybe even the first one, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ragnarok was really good, but I thought The Winter Soldier was way better than Age of Ultron.
Well, it's so much more. Oh yeah, no, it's so
Way
much more
better.
in depth and it has way more stakes than. Like, I know that Ultron was trying to drop a rock on everybody, but it's a rock on a fucking made up country, right? So but Winter Soldier had the Shield infiltrate, Hydra infiltrate Shield.
Like there was an inside job.
Yeah, it was
and
kind of neat. With
that's why I
Robert
like that,
Redford
and
the scientists from the first Captain America came
you-
back on the computers and
Yeah.
shit.
That's really
That
cool.
was a really good movie. And the elevator scene is my
Yeah.
favorite fucking scene where he has the magnetic cuffs
So
and he
right
just beats
before
the
we're
shit
gonna
out
do
of
this, does
9
anyone
guys.
want to get out? And then boom, 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 they just start going. All right, and then my third movie, Transformers: Dark of the Moon. When I saw that movie, when Optimus, when Sam thought he was gonna get shot by that thing, when the Transformers start coming out of the ship, and Optimus Prime just clicks his gun in and says, "We're gonna kill them all." Oh man, I was like, "This is gonna be a good movie," and it was a good ass movie. I mean, look, and it's cool because Megatron fucking took down Sentinel, and then Optimus took down Megatron in 2 hits with 1 arm.
Yeah.
Just ripped his head off. Oh, that was great.
That was a really good movie. I definitely liked that, but it was just like, like when you're younger and you go to the movies
Yeah.
and like you see the first Transformers for the first time, you're like, holy fuck, that's Optimus Prime.
Right.
Yeah, how they did that and
Yeah.
stuff. I just thought it was cool because I was a big Transformers fan, and I was seeing it with my best friend Matt, and like he's like even bigger Transformers fan than me, and it was we were both sitting there drinking our drinks like
Right.
right as like he clicked his gun in. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck.
I definitely think that's like the second best Transformers
And, like-
movie they made.
Oh, I think that's the best. in my
And like
opinion.
Sentinel's like after like he's like crawling on the ground, he's like, no, please, I'm just trying to save it.
And he's
then
just boom.
he just like pops that dude in the head.
And it's also cool because like Sentinel's working with the Decepticons.
Right.
Like you thought, wow, they just got this really strong Transformer. I wonder what's gonna happen. Like when you went into that theater, you had no fucking idea what was gonna happen.
You're right.
Because they didn't show anything like that.
No, so like when they showed the trailer for that, I remember it's like you see like the eye flicker and
Yeah.
it was like Dark to the Moon. It's like, who the fuck is this man? Like you for real were like, who the hell is this? But like I definitely agree with you. Like it is up there as like the best Transformers movie of all time. I just
I
feel
mean,
like
it's just it's personal opinion between the first and the third.
Oh yeah, well what
Yeah.
is it? I just feel like the action in the third puts it over the top.
Yeah.
Like you kind of want to see like what happened to Michaela after the second one. You like really want to know though. It's like
She got fired. I mean,
no, but like you
But,
know that.
yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
saying it's like the
I
same
mean, they
thing.
mention her.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing in Dark of the Night. I mean, not Dark of the Night.
Last Night.
Last night.
Oh, yeah. You want to
Last
see what
night.
happened with the
Yeah,
daughter.
no, last night. Like you
All you
want
do is hear her
you
voice.
want to know what happened to Witwicky.
Yeah, and
You want to know what happened to him. Like they had the man's picture, his
he
what
might.
is
He's
it?
probably dead, but
his
like,
eBay account, but
Yeah,
like
right.
yeah, like that's what they mentioned. Like I think they do mention that he is like potentially dead or whatever. Like he's the last
Yeah, 'cause I don't
Witwicky.
like-
like,
I don't
because
like
Bumblebee
Cade.
would fucking be with him instead of
But cause
With-
I don't
with
like
what's his
Cade.
name?
What's
With
the
Cade Yeager?
Cade Yeager. That's a fucking dumb.
I like
crap-
him.
I hate
Mark
him.
Wahlberg did a good. The
I
best
hate
he
him.
could.
I hate him. I don't like him. Sam Witwicky's like pretty stupid, but I just like that character a lot better.
I
than
did like the
Cade Yeager.
Witwicky character. I wasn't happy with the direction they went of like bringing in the new like people, but like
Well,
out of
it's because,
out of all
it's
the
because Shia LaBeouf had some allegations, so they had to.
I know, but like I don't know. I just didn't like. I wish they would have done something different.
Yeah, I
Than-
mean,
than
but
some
I-
old mechanic like
just gets lucky. But
Just,
it's a cool. I mean, it's the same thing as
Like, he has
Witwicky.
no connection.
It's
But
the same thing as Witwicky. He-
no. Witwicky has a connection with his grandfather who discovered Megatron.
Yeah, I know,
and
but like
has,
it's still like
actual,
the
lineage.
the random mating of like.
oh
he
yeah,
buys the
like
car that is Bumblebee.
you show up,
I guess
you show up. It's like oh hey, there's an old racing Camaro over there. Oh hey, we got an old ass truck over there.
Yeah.
I
Like
don't know,
it's kind of like that, but I get what you're saying though. Like there's a little bit more to it, but I feel like they kind of tie the mechanic in more in the fifth one,
Yeah, I
with
guess.
him being like the chosen one, like the knight kind of type
But then
shit.
wasn't Witwicky supposed to be the chosen one? That's why he had the fucking thing on his glasses and shit.
When he's,
Well,
like, seeing the
well, what is
symbols
it?
in
It was
number
because
two.
his grandfather discovered
I don't know,
Megatron.
man.
The coordinates got put into the glasses.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I tell you what, I really didn't like the fourth one all that much.
The Age
I
of
thought,
Extinction?
yeah, what is it? I just thought that they could have started it off much better.
Yeah,
I
because
like-
Oh yeah, we're hunting all the Autobots now. We're about to kill Ratchet right at the beginning. What the fuck did Ratchet do?
yeah. and then
I like-
Grimlock is like this dumb fucking animal, like a thing.
Oh yeah, well
And
that's
then-
what
and
he's
then-
supposed to be. He's supposed
No,
to be
he's
dumb
not.
but strong.
He's supposed to be a general in the cartoon. He's a general. He's like I know he's
Yeah,
strong
and-
and he talk like this, me Grimlock, but he's a general. Like he's smart. Like I don't know.
I like Age of Extinction better than the last night.
I do too, actually. But I just think after the first one, they got progressively stupider and stupider. Well, the first and third one were okay, but after
Honestly, the second one though,
we gotta wrap it up. This thing.
I don't know what it was. I like got lost in that movie somehow. I don't know. I was just like, how did he die so fast? Like Optimus when he died in the movie and second
Yeah.
one, I was like, how did he die so fast?
Optimus
Like, what the-
died about 4 times,
Yeah.
dude. Like anyway.
But it's whatever. Second one's still a good movie, but I mean,
The second one was good, but you gotta understand
there's some jumping points in that one that
Yeah.
I didn't like. But
that kind of lose you, but it kind of shows like the character development of like Sam to it's like no, like you can do this shit without me to
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
like oh fuck, you actually need me. I gotta bring you back so we can win this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like
All right. Well, that's enough on Transformers, unless the
Yeah.
movie is Transformers, but I doubt
No,
that.
my movies, I'm not going to talk about them very much because they're kind of obscure. My first movie that I remember watching it in the theater, and I remember sitting down in the seat, and I remember having my popcorn and my drink, and I remember not taking my eyes off this movie the entire time until the end of the movie, and I look down, and my popcorn is gone, and my drink is gone because I drank it all. Like, I don't remember anything else except watching this movie. Jimmy Neutron.
Really?
The first Jimmy Neutron movie.
That movie's
Yeah.
so great.
It's so amazing, and I haven't seen it since. That's the only time I've ever seen it. But it was really weird for me to watch this movie all the way through and look down. I'm like, shit. Like I don't even remember eating my popcorn. That's how much I was engrossed in the movie. I don't have an opinion about it. That's just my memory of when people's like, oh, your favorite movie, the first Jimmy Neutron movie is we're the kids of America, and they
And then they're flying all the rocket ships to save
they
their
just made
parents.
all the amusement park rides, rocket ships,
Yeah.
and they just
That was so
roller
lit.
coasters, fucking lit, dude.
That
I
was
Fucking
love
with a
that
metal
movie.
dog too in the back of the ship.
Yeah, I love
Got her.
Goner. Yeah, yeah. So number 2 would probably be. I like the first Captain America. I know you said the second, but the first one I saw.
It's
it
still
was
a good one. That's
it
a
was
very solid movie.
I saw it on a Marine Corps base, and it was $1 for. It was a sneak preview. It was a week before it came out everywhere else, and they showed it in a couple of military bases because it was World War II, Captain America, right? So we got $1 for a ticket, and $1 for popcorn, and $1 for a drink. And you went in, you watched Captain America a week before everyone else. And I like the first Captain America just because, it does show, but the trope is kind of old, where they're just they get a group of multinational, wacky kind of thing, and they go in, but I just like it because it's simple and it's fun, and it's, you
have that learning curve of Captain America, and then
right.
you get all that cool
Yeah,
stuff. You get the shield and everything.
Yeah, it is fun. I like that one. My third one would probably be. You guys kind of sprang this on me. I wasn't ready for this.
That's why I did it.
Yeah, it's good. I have to kind of jump off the rip. If I say another stupid animated movie, would you be mad at me?
No.
Surf's Up.
Really?
I saw that in the theater. And that's a good movie. I'm sorry.
I liked Shark Tale.
Shark Tale's pretty good too. I didn't see that in the theater though. So
I did.
Those movies that are knockoffs of other movies are the best. With because Shark Tale has Will Smith in it and Jack Black and stuff, and so there's good actors in it, but it's a knockoff.
It's just
Nemo, right?
it's a Pixar.
Right,
It's the Pixar knockoff.
Whatever. Yeah. So, but then Surf's Up out with Shia LaBeouf. I must be just a Shia LaBeouf fan, liking it. I didn't realize it, but Shia LaBeouf is, and it's filmed like a documentary style, and it's got Jeff Bridges as the Big Z or whatever his name is, right? And I don't know. I guess because I saw it while I was living in Hawaii, and that's a parallel of Eddie Aikau. I don't know if you guys know that one, but he's a pretty famous guy in Hawaii who was a lifeguard at the Waimea Bay, which is where they have the surf competitions every year, where it's 100-foot waves, giant fucking waves. He was a lifeguard there for years, and he was a surfing god, quote unquote god, like Duke Kamehameha, and. Anyway, so and then he disappeared one day because he went on they made a canoe in the same style as ancient Hawaiians used to make, and just to see if ancient Hawaiians could have sailed from Hawaii to Polynesia, just to see if they could, because that's the theory anyway. But could you really? Because it's it's a lot of ocean in a canoe, right? Anyway, so the canoe flipped over, and then the story of Eddie Aikau is he took a surfboard and was I'm gonna go get help. And he swam off into the distance and was never heard from again. And then a helicopter found the canoe 2 days later, and they rescued everybody else but Eddie. So I like that Surf's Up movie just because I was so familiar with the Eddie Aikau movie of this insane surfer who was a really philanthropist who was loved by everybody and just disappeared one day. And so anyway, I like Surf's Up. It's kind of a fun movie. Again, it's stupid with like Chicken Joe, you know, who like surfed on the Michigan Lake with these like 2-foot waves. And all of a sudden he's got like these giant waves. He's like, oh, cool, dude. Look at the stars. And he's just like fucking surfing, right? Anyway, I know the two of them are dumb, but like when you said like my favorite movies I saw in theaters, those are probably my two, like Jimmy Neutron. What did I say? Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron, Surf's Up.
Oh,
and
Jimmy Neutron, Captain America, and Surf's Up are probably my favorites. But anyway, that's it. I gotta go to the bathroom, guys.
Okay.
We've been talking for so long.
So the Mets got Cano and Edwin Diaz, and the Mariners got back Jay Bruce, Anthony Schwarzak, who take up some money off the rest of the 7 years of Cano. And then they get number 3 prospect in the Mets system, Jared Kelenic. Should be Jared Glass, but number 4 prospect, Justin Dunn. I'm pretty sure Justin Dunn's an outfielder. And then
That's pretty cool.
Jared.
See, this is what I mean. This is our luck. We're gonna shut off this podcast, and Infinity War is gonna drop. There's gonna be a bunch of MLB trades.
Bryce Harper's going to sign with
Bryce Harper's gonna sign with fucking
the Mets, you know?
St. Louis or something. It's crazy. So. But yeah, we've talked longer this podcast than, unless I trim a whole shitload of it, we talked longer in this one than the last one. So, you know, this is good though. I'm glad we got some things going in, and we're gonna keep going. But thanks for watching. You guys got anything you want to say at the very end?
If you guys have ideas, leave them in the comments.
Yeah, comments is good. I mean, we have a lot of our own ideas. Obviously, we talk for an hour and 45 minutes. But yeah, anything you guys want to hear us talk about? Anything you guys want to hear us?
Maybe next time we can do personal stories.
Yeah, we could do like
We all have good
my
ones.
Red Dead Redemption dreams and shit like that. Yeah, that's good.
But like in the comments, like let us know like what you want us to do. Like, should we trim it down? Like, should we plan out stuff a little more? Like, no, but like seriously, just like let us know, because
I mean,
like we just come out here with a couple ideas and
we
we
just
just roll with it.
Well, like I was watching Berserker. I mean, he brings on special guests like KSI or something. They just kept going. It was like 2 hours and 30 minutes long, and they were talking about like their childhood or something.
Well,
like
when you have famous people, it's a lot more interesting.
Well, I mean,
than
they're also
us.
close. They're also close childhood friends too.
Yeah,
like
that's
all
true.
of them. They live together, so it's like they talk about stuff that's happened to them recently. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, we could do a personal episode pretty soon where we
Yeah.
talk about each other. So
Yeah.
like the listeners know like who we
who the
are.
fuck we are.
But yeah, good job, fellas. We're gonna sign off now. This has been the you, me, and wait.
I put it on YouTube as you, me, and Jared. I
Is
think
it
we
you,
should-
me, and Jared? Or
So
is it
we're
me,
just
you,
gonna
and
keep
Jared?
it you, me, and Jared.
You, me, and Jared podcast. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.